began our journey into the Yukon of Canada from Skagway, Alaska, early on the morning of July 28th, 2018. We disembarked our ship in the port of Skagway early in the morning before the sun had come up over the eastern mountains. From there, we took a bus to the railroad station, where we took a train along the path of the Chilkoot Trail, which was the path taken by the gold miners of 1897, known as the Klondike Gold Rush. At the top of the path, we were met by the Canadian authorities as we crossed the border into Canada. Here they checked our passports, and we boarded a bus to the town of Carcross. In Carcross, we had a good lunch, and we visited the Museum of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. We begin our trip in Skagway, leaving our ship early in the morning before the sun has arisen over the tops of the mountains. From the ship, we go to the train station, where we board the train that will take us across the mountains into the Yukon. Here we have left our train and have boarded our bus for the rest of our journey to the village of Carcross and back to Skagway. Our driver and guide is a student at Montana State University. We have now arrived in the village of Carcross, where we intend to visit the Museum of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. The RCMP was known as the Northwest Mounted Police before it became the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. The Northwest Mounted Police were formed in 1873 and established to serve as the mounted police force of the Northwest Territories. Their function at the top of the Chilkoot Trail was to welcome the stampeders into Canada. They insisted that each individual miner had with him sufficient supplies and equipment to last an entire year in the harsh climate of the Yukon. This meant about 2,000 pounds of equipment for every miner. A man could backpack about 65 pounds, so they must necessarily make about 30 trips from Skagway to the top of the Chilkoot Pass, where the RCMP qualified them to move on to Dawson City, which was the headquarters of the gold rush in those days. Here we begin our return trip to Skagway by bus. We are now about to cross over the international border back into Alaska. We have now left our bus and are walking back to our ship where a good dinner awaits us.